Best Teemo player. Okay, that's good.
All right,
I'll
welcome
watch this.
everybody. Welcome to the first
You don't see this? Okay.
TEEMOCAST. This is
Oh, Blotter
all
joined
the
it too,
goats
nice.
in one spot. Never been
Who is
done
Charles?
before. First to your eyes only. Welcome
I don't know who
in.
the
It's gonna be a
Charles
good
is.
time. I'm gonna give everybody a quick speedrun introduction, although they don't need any if you're familiar in the Teemo community. These are the goats. But without further ado, let's get into it. First,
It's kinda low.
here is going to be Alan Teemo, EUS superstar, 1000 LP,
Yep.
even when he's not trying. Very nice sweater wearing young man. Say something to the people, Alan.
Very nice sweater wearing young man.
Say something to the people.
What's
Yes,
wrong with
the
me?
floor is yours.
I mean, I'm trying to be really not arrogant about the fact that I'm the best in this call, but I'll do my best.
All right, well, that's going to get the party started.
Little bastard.
He is. Alan is
And that
actually
is-
the
You little
best
fucker.
in
Wasn't
LP
ready for
wise.
that. Okay, to his right, that is going to be Arthur, as us Americans call him, or his real name is Artur Lanches, and he is the Brazilian Teemo GOAT. Again, another 1K LP club, although he doesn't like
This
playing
is
in
good.
Brazil. He'd rather be with his NA brothers. Arthur, say something to the people. And I've had a chat with Arthur before, and
I can't say his
every
fucking
time,
name,
and he
man.
just
It trips
goes,
me up.
"Lad, take it over."
I'm just gonna say hi. Hi, people.
There it is. A man of few words, handsome at that. Blotter, going to be in the middle. Blotter has been playing Depot. Blotter has been playing Teemo when I was in diapers. He's been holding down high elo since before anybody could walk. Blotter, go ahead. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. All right. Well, I mean, I've been playing Teemo since I don't know season 1 maybe, but then season 2 I tried to be like, nah, let me not play, let me not hinder my teammates. But then seeing like, dude, you open up an LCS cast, Champ Select, they're always trying to see everyone pick Teemo, dude. Everyone loves Teemo. I had to stick to Teemo.
Everybody loves Teemo and everybody loves Blotter, and that's the damn truth. Thank you for being here, my friend. Top right corner, Charles. Charles is a newcomer on the circuit. Okay, the past 2 years, I believe, he entered high elo. He not only hit Challenger with a meta champ pool, boring. He's sitting at about 500 LP playing Teemo jungle. Charles, say hi. Beautiful background.
Hello, guys.
Is he playing in the NA server, Charles?
Thank
And
you,
then,
thank you.
I've
last
never
but
seen
not
it.
least, we have Fappy, or as I call him, the
What
Fat
server does he
Daddy.
play?
Bottom right corner, handsome man, actually jacked in person, and he is the 1K
Oh,
LP
EUS.
NA
I see,
Teemo
that's
main
why.
that nobody lets me live up to. Okay, they always say Fappy's better.
I don't know if I could turn it up or
Alan's
not.
better.
me
I'm just
see.
a loser, but Fappy, what do you have to say to them?
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
All right, and that is going to be the 6 goats. Now I know what everybody.
I personally think that the Fappy is the best out of all. Yeah. Fappy is the only one that can come close to me. I'm the best though.
Everybody's thinking we don't have to. It's the bird in the room. What is it called? The goose in the room. Whereas Ipav, okay, Ipav was one of the goats as well. Ipav, I did hit him up, and he said he is moving right now. I'm not going to say where, but he will join eventually. He does like the other Teemo mains, and we're going to get his ass on here, and I can't wait. But without further ado, welcome everybody to the first ever TEEMOCAST. We're all excited to talk Teemo, live Teemo. Maybe I can get some personal life info out of them, okay?
I don't talk like a professional, bro. I just fucking shitpost and never shut up. I'm willing to put myself on the line, right, and be embarrassed. That's all.
See what I did there? All right, we have the Nashers.
Well, thank you.
Buffs, okay, Nashers just got buffed, as everybody knows. All right, plus 15 haste, 200 more gold. Now, just to give a little context, okay, Alan loves debate.
Hey, everybody, make sure to go to Ipav stream and let him know that I emailed him. And if he wants to chat with me, I'd love to. But we're going to watch him react to it.
I understand. Okay, let's get the Nashers starting with you, buddy.
Okay, so first of all, after all of you guys did your introductions, I started feeling a bit bad. And you're just like, hey guys. Okay, well, I actually just played a game and I tried to rush Nashers against Riven and I immediately died because I had no HP. So, I don't know.
Thanks for recognizing my hat, my fedora, and bow tie. I appreciate it. Nobody commented on it. I had to fish for a comment. All right. Thank you. Anzi.
Give a start as to why it's a positive change, because I would only go.
Oh, are they talking about the Nashor suit? The Nashor suit? Oh yeah. For those of you guys who does not know about the Nashor suit
Young
change,
Fappy, make sure
Nashor's tooth buff. I personally think it's not a buff, it's nerf. But I'll talk about it in a second. I have to go to... Or does Riot talk about it? This is basically what Riot is doing, right? Or is this right? Cost from 3,000 to 3,200 and ability haste, they're adding
So I'm trying to get this set up.
Sleep. Those are the average gameplay, which means within first 2 items, game's over. And your first item getting delayed by 200 gold, it's a nerf. But we'll see.
Go PTA Riftmaker, the build that Fappy one tricks, right?
Yeah, it was not easy to set up. But I'm like, I still am. Okay, so I'm still really good at Teemo. I really think that I am the best when I put my mind to it, right? I'm at 500 LP right now, barely fucking playing top lane, right? I'm the only challenger Teemo jungle ever in existence. I'm the best Teemo, hands fucking down, when I put my mind to it. I just feel I have troubles grinding. But the thing is, I'm trying to get away from only playing Teemo in Challenger Rank 1 to being the social Teemo main. Because I've always been social. I waited tables for like 4 years. I could talk to a wall. So I just want to hang out and be friends with these guys, really, and set fun stuff up, right? Because I'm willing to put myself on the pedestal of embarrassment. I don't give a fuck. So I kind of just want to be the fun one. That's where I'm trying to go.
Into like melee-ish team comps. So if they have, I don't know, Akali, Kled, Kai'Sa, Braum, that kind of stuff, where I know I'm gonna auto-attack a bunch, and then
Here's my opinion about each of the players. Well,
you need to survive.
Wait, this is gonna be good. He said, "Here's my opinion of each of the players." Oh, here we go.
A bit, then I'm gonna do it. And usually
Addict. So Fappy, we're gonna hold on to you for a little bit. Let's go Charles next because he goes more squishy. How do you feel about Nashers? Also in the jungle, maybe it's good in the...
here's the thing. Here's the thing about this discussion. Honestly, Fappy's right. I'm with the Fappy. Here's the reason. Although Alan is a high tier player, his gameplay not really up there. I mean, I don't want to be rude about this, but it's not, honestly not. Then you may say, then how did he get to high tier and you're not? Is that... Oh.
Ooh, he said Alan's gameplay ain't up there. See, now this is important because if he said that about me, I'd be like, that's fine, Ipav's daddy, right? That's my reaction. Hey, that's fair. Ipav's daddy after all. But if you say that about Alan, all right, Alan's from EU West, all right? That boy he's getting ready. Oh, ooh.
I can't really answer that well, but generally the Alan's gameplay is flip. I personally think it's a flip. The 50-50. It's just like a young Fappy, but it's different for it. Young Fappy makes sure that he wins a lane. He all-ins for a lane. Every single time, he is going with all he can possibly grab to, like win that lane. But Alan,
All right, so I'm like he's reacting this as we speak, so I have to load up his VOD and refresh it because then it catches up.
First 9 levels.
Yeah, he's watching this and like the Twitch VOD only, it only goes so far, so I'm trying to catch up as we go.
Not really up there. I mean, I don't want to be rude about this, but it's Young Fappy makes sure that he wins a lane.
All right, we gotta wait a
He
second.
all-ins for a lane.
We could just watch it live. All right, we'll miss like a couple minutes, but watching live is fine.
There are Brazilians, and my English is really out of shape.
We're gonna miss a couple minutes, but it's
Alright.
okay.
Really
You're
out
I'm
of
not
shape.
really
I think you're
noticing
doing
it.
great.
I've got
No,
a
you're doing
speech
great.
impediment, dude. You're fine.
I can spam
guess-
KKKKK. So that if
Natural
you...
stuff doesn't really matter. The 200 gold.
Wait a
because I
second.
really play.
Alan said he could spam KKKKK. Is Alan racist? Any drama frogs? Ipav called Alan bad. Alan responded with racism. You can only find out if you're on Manko One's channel. Make sure to like and subscribe.
It's even cheaper. You can get it at 2,800. This is what I mean by that lack of experience. Yeah.
Also, this is a live. We're live reacting. Ipav is live, and I'm watching his Twitch live, and we're reacting.
He hasn't gotten to that point, but Alan has. I mean, not Alan, the Fappy has. Alan probably has too, but Alan's not really thinking that deep about the early game too much because he's always thinking about the future. The late game, after 40 minutes in a game, after 50 minutes in a game. But how often does that happen, though, is the question. He's really a futuristic guy. While Fappy, I'm onto the Fappy side.
Really? You take that?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, I usually go futures market, cosmic insight, so I get DDR boots early.
it. I dig it.
So with Nashers, the coast didn't really matter for me.
Do you feel like it's gonna scale better?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'll-
I
It's gonna
agree.
scale a lot
I think I
better.
need to have a private talk with Arthur because he plays completely different to me. I need to
With-
pick.
With
Yeah,
Cosmic
I've
Insight,
never.
before the call, I was on practice too. You can get like 3.14 or a CD on blind. Cosmic Insight,
Damn.
Rebel on the Void stuff.
We should
Yeah.
just watch a YouTube video right now. Screw the podcast. Yeah, y'all have to link up because Arthur does a little bit different. And like Brazilian, I don't have any bad thing to say about Brazilian server, but I feel like we don't get to see enough of it. You know what I mean? Like NA is covered, and of course, you know, no bias. We see all the NA players just destroying the US server, so we all know NA over EU, right? We see them just destroying them like 20 games. So, but Brazil, but
I mean, again,
Alan
he's the
and
guy with
Charles are
100K
about to come to
viewers.
my house and gank me. But Brazil, we don't know enough about, so I hope we all check out Arthur soon. I mean, I already got to talk to you for a while. We're best buddies. Blotter, how you feeling about it? Because Blotter, I feel like you invented the full squishy, full AP Teemo. When you were playing AP Teemo, I was playing jungle. Ipav was building Frozen Mallet. You're just one-shotting people. So as like the creator of full AP Teemo, how do you feel
really?
about Nashers?
Really?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the creator.
Was
of it. I
Banco
just
used
felt-
to play
I just felt like I was
Frozen
playing
Mallet
Teemo
too?
The way he should have been played, you know, full of AP ratios,
I actually did not know
full
that.
range. When you're getting
Because the thing is, Blotter started a Teemo season 1. Manco started a Teemo, I don't know, at season 3 or season 4. I started Teemo season 5. But these two are actually older Teemo players. Manco and Blotter.
of someone, you either got to kill them fast or they're just gonna run away from you. You know.
So
Thank you,
Ipav.
Ipav.
in that mold now. Season 13.
Ipav put some respect on her name. Thank you. See, Ipav gives respect. If you give Ipav respect, he gives it back. All right. I used to shit talk Ipav from season 4 to like season 9, or season 8. But the moment I started saying, you know what, Ipav's a pretty good dude, right? Comes right back. He's a gentleman. When I think of Ipav, nobody's ever seen what he looks like. I think of like an early 30s man, right? I think he wears like a turtleneck, has a nice tie, has a fireplace behind him, a bookshelf with like all the lore of League of Legends, right? And like he just has a glass of wine when he streams. That's what I picture Ipav like, and that's a hell of a fucking guy. You know what I mean?
I played a haste now, but on my last recall, I was 150 gold short from the upgrade. I was like, see, last patch I would have had my Nashers right now. But now I don't. I gotta get another 150 gold. So
And that's
Oh,
when
you
you
know.
make a Twitter post to Riot saying, what the hell, your game's shit. Okay, that's what you do about that. Fappy?
Yeah, I mean,
That's where you play futures market.
hey,
Exactly.
hey, he's got it.
See, Arthur Lynch's keep talking about the futures market, but you have to see the trade-off to it. In order to get the futures market, what are you losing? right? Like you gotta lose something to get the future market, but he doesn't see that trade-off situation right now. Why is that? Because he's lacking experience. I understand he's a challenger 1000 LP player in Brazil.
So I agree with Ipav here. Like futures market is cool, but at the end of the day, it's one purchase in the early game. You get one power spike. And it's like a maybe. You're not guaranteed to use futures market. You maybe get one good power spike. But like what do you lose? You can lose second wind. You can lose bone plating. You can lose conditioning, which is MR and armor for the rest of the game. I'm not a futures market fan. So like I agree with Ipav.
Good. I've actually played a lot of futures market. It does feel really good. I might have to go back
Really?
to that.
Fappy, we know you're gonna.
Never even considered it.
And hey, we're gonna get the runes and builds soon, so hold your horse. Alan's getting too excited. We gotta cut him off. Fappy, well, we all know you're gonna build it every game.
What is wrong with me? Why do I say dumb shit like that?
You love National, dude.
Okay, I'm a bit of a hater on the changes. I think I'm probably, after listening to you guys, the biggest hater on the changes. I think it's just a nerf to Nashor's Tooth
Exactly.
on Teemo. I think the 200 gold for 15 ability haste isn't really worth it.
Exactly.
Especially when Teemo has an ability that isn't even affected by ability haste, his E, which I think is the most important ability.
Exactly.
I kind of hate on the shrooms. I don't really think they're that useful. I think,
Exactly.
like, the best thing.
See, Fappy is saying exact same thing that I've been talking about a lot. See, he says shrooms are not that useful, but these players don't know that much. Why shroom is not useful? Because it's that when you become into the competitive area, the shrooms are really just not that useful. But low tier players always talk about, oh, Leandro and Teemo, you know, if they get hit by the trap, you can one shot them with it. That does not happen here, and he knows it.
I think Ipav, I don't think he's taking into consideration that Super Lens got nerfed. I think the Super Lens nerf actually matters. It got nerfed like 30 seconds. So if you get free haste on Nashor's Tooth, and like I think it's a combo. Nashor's Tooth got buffed, 15 haste for free for fun. Super Lens got nerfed. So it's like, you know, Umbral Glaive got nerfed a while ago. So like, all those combined, I think Shroom builds could be good again. I mean, my last game, I just won in Grandmasters going a Shroom build, and it went wonderful. I think people are sleeping on that. Well, time will tell, but I think Ipav's underestimating that.
That the CDR does not really matter. No matter how much CDR that you get in high tier, and no matter how many places that you place a trap, this or that, you place a lot of traps. If your team is in the losing side, your traps are just never gonna. Yeah. Maybe in late game, that 15 ability haste may strike a bit, but late game is not guaranteed. Fappy knows that. We know that the late game is not guaranteed in any type of games that you play. Like, what, 40 minutes gameplay? How often does that happen in Challenger? 1 out of 20 games. 1 or 2 out of 20 games, then 40 minutes game happen. Other than that, most of the games are like about 15 to 20 minutes gameplay. The first 2 items, game's over. What is that 15 ability haste is gonna do in first 2 items? Nothing.
I'm biased, yeah, because
I just have to say, y'all better strap in for the next 2 hours. I am really enjoying Ipav talking about Teemo, because Ipav doesn't always talk about AP and, like, you know, that side of Teemo. We know him as the AD legend. So hearing him talk about AP Teemo, it's kind of nice. I'm kind of getting horny. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a good 2 hours.
duration go up.
Enemies have to give out a lot of vision because of the jumps. So you're basically saying that because enemies don't get to use the blue trinket or yellow trinket. But think about this. Every time that they kill a trap, it's a plus 10 gold. If they kill 5 traps, that's a plus 50 gold. Have you thought about that? That's just actually a little bit insane. Yeah.
You know, going from like 1.5 or whatever it was to like 1.75, I think, but then like 2 to 2.25 is like less of a percentage increase. I don't know. I just like moving fast, I guess.
Yo,
But
let me add to that. Last game, I actually noticed that I only had 1 point in W, And any ADC with 1 Zeo item is faster than you if you only have 1 point in W. So you literally just have to put points in W. It's so lame.
Agree.
Yeah.
You
W
know,
I think-
shitability.
now, so I definitely
See, here's the one thing. I don't want to bluff about this, but when I used to max the W second, that was back in 2006. And I told you guys at that time, one day, the Teemo players will realize how important it is to max the W second. That was 9 years ago. It took 9 years to realize some of the Teemo players to understand why it has to be W. It honestly took too long because at that time, so many of my viewers are asking always, like, why do you always max the W second? Every other Teemo player is going Q max second. Why do you go W max second? When you're becoming high tier, you understand that how important move speed is rather than a Q max second. Yeah, movement speed is what allows a Teemo to be able to play safe and more aggressive rather than Q max second. Q max second is like good for low tier. Low tier players, they don't know how to move efficiently. But high tier players where they do know how to move efficiently and take their corners and move well, you have to match that their speed. And to match that their speed, you gotta do is max a W second. And Mappy knows that obviously. And these other players, some of them do it and some of them not, maybe situationally, but it's always just max W second though.
think. See, now, me and Charles bring the jungler's perspective, okay? So, we do bring the jungle. I will say, me and Charles are drooling over it. This change,
Okay,
think
I
is-
will give Ipav credit. He was playing W Max like in the beginning, and everybody was like, "This guy's fucking insane. What the hell are you doing W Max? Are you stupid?" And to be fair, it's been pretty good at least for like the past 2 years. Like it's not bad at all. And Ipav was just ahead of his time. I mean, he might still be ahead of his time if AD Teemo catches on. He's just built different, so you got to give him credit for that.
And then getting Nash for second. And I think it feels good sometimes.
I used to have been good into some lanes.
Yeah, like the lanes.
Yeah, Bay. Shrooms give 10 gold a pop. It's fucking OP. Then Lowy tentacles give 5 gold a pop.
Damage is so bad.
Yeah, I mean the damage is really bad, but I feel like if Kennen all-ins you and he doesn't kill you, you're gonna win the 1v1.
Well, you know, a wise man
I see.
once said, this is Albert Einstein.
You know, a comment was roasting Fappy for that. If Kennen all-ins you and you don't die, you're gonna win the 1v1. Honestly, let me write that up really quick. If Kennen all-ins you and you don't die, you'll win the 1v1. Young Fappy, circa 2023. Honestly, that is just like, that's a quote for the ages. You gotta put some respect on that. Man speaking facts.
And tell me why it's the best. Almost tell it to me like I'm buying a car or something. Okay? Because each of us have a unique play style. But kind of tell everybody who's watching at home who maybe doesn't know their play style, like why yours is the best. I'm going to start with me on this one, okay, as the host. Okay, so Teemo freaking jungle. Okay, why you should play Teemo jungle is because why get ganked when you could do the ganking? It's as simple as that. And also jungle's broken. So it's going to be a little bit harder, but I
agree with Manko. I agree with Manko. Manko said the same thing. Yeah. Jungle is broken. That's number one. Number two, why should you worry about getting ganked? Because if you can go in jungle. But the thing is, why play Teemo when you can just play
I'm gonna cut it there and celebrate Fappy. I mean, Ipav agreed with me. Ipav agreed with me. Ipav agreed with me. Ipav agreed with me. Yay! Yes! My life is complete. Ipav agreed with me. Yes! Yes! Now let's skip the next part where he says Teemo jungle's bad. We'll skip that.
He's right. He does play like that. And I do agree that he's the best way to play a Teemo jungle, but it has a limit. When you hit around close to Challenger, or even like at the Grandmaster, you're gonna hit your limit. So that's where the counter talk is about.
That's my play style, and that's why you should play Teemo Jungle. That's kind of what I want to see from y'all, because I feel like I know your play styles. Maybe not everybody does. So whoever wants to go next, take the floor. I'm going to leave it to whoever.
I'm down to just take the same path.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Alan wants to go next.
I mean, I love listening to myself, so I guess I'll keep going. I hope you're not getting ear cancer. Okay, we can cut the C word out. So, I actually was checking the OP.GGs right now to check what am I doing differently, and I will say my favorite playstyle is actually what Atu does, which is like full AP burst. I used to love pre-durability, going electrocute and one-shotting everyone. I remember there was a guy who had to donate money to me to play PTA because it was like PTA is garbage. I'm not gonna play that garbage. But nowadays it's what I mostly play. I kind of got convinced by Fappy and that guy eventually that it's good. Nowadays, I would say for low elo players, which I basically... It's like natural for me to flame people. But for like everything beneath Massa, I think you should one-trick PTA, National Riftmaker, what Fappy does. And then, in my opinion, in high elo, I start to play a lot more selfless. I play a lot of fleet footwork. I go a lot less damage, where I have celerity, unflinching, conditioning. I go Landry, and then I usually hope that I just spike on like one item on my Landry, and maybe I get to my second item, Zonya, and I try to ensure that the team does well.
Oh.
I sometimes play, still around 50% of my games are PTA, but I think what makes me special is that I really, really value fleet footwork, even after it got nerfed.
Oh.
So what you're saying is you wish you could play full AP every game in one shot, but to be the highest rank possible, you lean towards more fleet footwork and more tankier rune pages?
Yeah, and that's why I want to have a private call with Arto later on, because he's fucking playing first strike as rank 50, so I need to figure out what this guy is doing. And
Oh. Okay. Hey, thanks for the raid, Mr. Stopist.
I feel like Ipav, he's like, he's like, he just discovered fire. I'm excited to see what he says.
Yeah. He's from Germany, so like, he likes all the techie stuffs. But yeah, that's flip walk is actually one of his signature moves, definite. But the weakness with that is it works as long as the opponent is worse than you, but it's never gonna work if opponent is as good as you, nor they are like generally better. Then it's just as in, if he loses the lane phase, then he's just gonna keep die. And all of these team players have that problem. As long as the enemy is set up in better spot, so like enemy junglers helping them out more, then they're all just going to lose. Wait, hard to understand?
I don't like that take. That take makes no sense to me, because it's like, bro, you can say that about anything in League of Legends. If you're playing bot lane and the jungler ganks you, you're gonna lose. Like, duh. If Johnny's richer than me, he can buy more stuff. Top lane, if you get ganked and the enemy opponent doesn't get ganked, isn't that just a dumb take, right? Like, shouldn't you go into every game thinking like, hey, how do I get ahead? We're evenly skilled. That person's as good as I am, and I'm gonna do this to make it work. You don't go into the game saying, I'm doing this only because I'm better than them, right? Like, I think you play League with every game is even. You know what I mean? Because Ipav uses that often. Like, this only works for bad players. But, like, I mean, any given day, young Fappy can beat TF Blade in top lane, right? And TF Blade's better. So, that works for better players. I've beaten TF Blade before. He's a better player. So, like, these kind of things can work. I don't understand this only works for bad players take. I mean, fucking Allen's, 1 KLP always, right? So he's versing, like, if he does stuff, it works for better players. He's always 1 KLP. Fappy, same deal. All right, I have my moments. Arthur's in Brazil doing this stuff, right? Arthur's 1200 rank 40 in 1200 LP rank 40 in Brazil, and he's going first strike.
But iPad will say first strike only works for bad players. You can't verse better players in 1200 LP. So I never understood the argument. He uses it often, and I don't think he ever elaborates because I think it's kind of bullshit.
Because he's good. Yeah, he's generally a good player compared to the average players in high tier. And so even if the build is not that efficient, it just works. Because he's just good. And in Fappy's case, it's different. Yeah, Fappy's also good too. Actually, better, I think. He's probably the best out of all six of them. I'm not trying to like suck a Fappy's dick or anything, but only talk about just from my point of view. Fappy's actually the best out of all. And
I think Ipav thinks Fappy is the best because he plays similar to Ipav, right? I think it's just straight bias. I think Ipav shows his bias on his sleeve, right? Young Fappy is the only Teemo here, right? Young Fappy is the only Teemo here that plays for 1v1 and plays for laning only, right? Young Fappy split pushes. Young Pappy side leans, he 1v1s. Ipav also, that's his play style, right? I think that's why he thinks Fappy's the best. I don't think he looks at LP or like win rate, right? If you put a Korean Teemo challenger with a 99% win rate, rank 1, but they play jungle, Ipav will say, oh, well, he's not the best, right? Like, Ipav thinks Young Fappy's best because that's his play style, right? He sees himself in him. I don't think it goes much. I don't think it's any deeper than that, to be quite honest. Which is fine, right? Like, obviously, you know, at all these Teemo mains, they call fuck off. I'm in love with Charles because he plays Teemo jungle, right? You know, it is what it is.
sure. Oftentimes. Like, why'd you go 80 Teemo when you can just play 80 champion? Stuff like that. Why'd you go tank Teemo when you can just play tank? Why did you go this Teemo when you can just play a different champion and that's better? So play Teemo only when Teemos actually can be used and well. And that's what Fappy's going for. And I do agree with that though. Yeah. But for me, I just like to play for fun. So yeah. Next.
Oh, I copy it from him.
Yeah,
'cause-
I mean, listen, I would love to give you each other Discords, okay? Maybe I can be the third wheel, right? I'll bring the wine, I don't know, okay? But I mean, yeah, talk to Arthur. I mean, I got the privilege to talk to him. I think I'm the only one, and the guy's awesome. So, I mean, no pressure,
Yeah.
Arthur. Go ahead. Tell us why your play style is the best.
I just think Teemo is a champion full of AP ratios, and you should play him with his AP ratios, building the most damage you can every time. Glass cannon it.
What is an example of a glass cannon build, right? Because just say, imagine I only play Pressy Attack Nash's Riftmaker. Not me, but just imagine somebody would do that. I don't know who I'm talking about here. But what would be a glass cannon build? I have no idea. Runes and setup.
I go Airy, Nimbus, Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, CDR Boots, Nashers, Cosmic Drive, Rabban, Void Stuff, and Leandris.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds amazing. That's like the most off-meta build I ever heard of. But I
Well, I didn't hear it. What was Lizigo?
mean, your rank speaks for itself. Your consistency, your YouTube, your Twitch. I mean, I feel like we should all give it a whirl. Jeez.
Okay, and now to put some drama in, to quote Arthur Launches, you should play Teemo AP because he has AP ratios. Yeah, Ipav. Next time you come in,
Oh, shit.
Hey, you better hold your horses. We'll
yeah,
get him
so
on. I heard
you
he's a
better
bodybuilder,
come with a
okay?
prepared response.
I mean, hey, Ipav, I know you're watching this. Alan wants that ass. Okay, Charles, how are we feeling in the jungle?
I like to run like
Oh, you like that? Dude, am I a good host or what? You like that?
a lot recently, because like in the jungle, you don't need any mana, so Leandry is bad, and Riftmaker is also bad because you don't want to duel anyone. You just want like to spam shrooms all over the map and use AB ratios like Alan and Arthur said. So yeah, I do like Naturals first will be great next patch, like this patch. And second item, Leandry if I'm safe, and Night Harvester if I'm like in danger. I can send me jungler. So yeah, full AP will be like really great. I think this patch.
Now,
You like Night Harvester instead of Rocket Belt? I thought Rocket Belt was just a better version, all around.
I do like the move speed that procs on Night Harvester is like really great with the blue smites. You run like so fast around the map with the blue smites, the Night Harvester passive, the W, the celebrity boots. That is like you're really fast. And I do
Mm.
like this because in jungle you have to be like everywhere. If you're not top, your top flames you. If you're not bot, your bot flames you. You just run. You just run. And
That makes
if you're
sense.
here, you win.
now, Alan and Arthur's going to talk. Me and Charles are going to talk. Charles, I've been cooking up some sauce. Okay, Nasher's Cosmic Drive second. Okay, I'll get with you about that. Trust me, it's the sauce. Fappy, go ahead, take the floor away. Listen, Fappy, we all teach you about it, but I mean, you've been.
Yeah.
It's impressive that you run the same stuff and you're this good year after year. I mean, you've been high challenger 3 years in a row? Like, yeah, tell us the sauce.
Yeah, sometimes LP go up and sometimes LP go down. Like, I went from like 1200 a few weeks ago to like 750. So I guess I'm a bit of an emotional player at times, but so okay, I think I started playing Teemo maybe not like way later than everybody else, but when I was in school and I played for my college team, I played mid lane, right? And I didn't play Teemo at all. And they introduced role queue, right? When you'd have to queue for like mid and top instead of just like calling your roles or whatever. And that's what I was doing. I was queuing mid top. And I was getting top lane a lot because nobody wanted to play top and everybody wanted to play mid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't care about top because I main mid, so I'm going to pick the troll champ, which was Teemo, right? So like that's when I started playing Teemo. And before the item rework, when you could buy like Hextech Gunblade and stuff, I almost always played Dark Harvest. I really like to play it. And then they reworked the items, and before also, Leandra used to have HP on it, right? You'd buy the mask, you'd build some HP on it, so you got like a little bit tanky and you got some like extra damage. Now Leandri's doesn't have any HP on it, and I'm a
I miss
big
it a
hater
lot.
for it. Yeah, I really don't like being like that squishy. I feel like it's a big difference. So I like to play Nasher's Riftmaker basically every single game. I feel like Riftmaker gives what, like 300, 350 HP or something, plus Omnivamp, which is like effective HP on top of it, and it lets you stay on the map longer. I like it a lot, which is why I play it every game. It just feels so convenient to have a little more HP and have the Omnivamp.
So you gotta be a little tanky.
That makes sense.
You need a little tankiness in your life, right? But not full Ipav, but a little bit of tankiness.
Yeah, well, I like to, like I said, I max E every game, and then I max W second. I like to like try to take side lane one-on-ones or like rotate and fight people. I'm not very good at playing like shroom based, like controlling the map or controlling the objectives and putting shrooms down, and, like playing with my team. I'm like not very good at it. I'm definitely more of like a solo player, I think. So
Well, yeah.
I think it fits my play style, but I think
I would-
going like Leandri's is fine too. Sorry.
I would underline that. So I think all of us know that PTA Natural Riftmaker is better in the side lane and better in the 1v1. And for sure, like I notice it a lot. Young Fappy stays in the side lane, he gets 10 CS per minute, and he gets a 3-level lead and wins the game like that.
Well, that is like the traditional top lane playstyle, right? That's like, Fiora-esque, right? That was what top laners been doing for a while. So no wonder why you're successful and I'm hard stuck because I can't do that. Vlader, take it away.
Me?
Your go-to
Well, actually,
runes and build. What are you rocking these days?
I have to admit,
Flex on us.
I've been a bit of a meta sheep recently playing PTA Riftmaker like Fappy.
Yeah.
All right, but the thing is that the way I see it is that I see it like how when I used to play grass before, how it was like playing Teemo on training wheels. It just keeps you alive longer, more durable. You get to like do more, like by force. It's like my favorite will always be Leandri's Nasher's Void stuff, right? I feel like when I build my items, I look at a 3-item build, not a 6-item build, because games don't last that long. So like, if you got Leandri's, gives you % health damage, you can scale throughout the game. If your laning phase is weak, but you get your Leandri's first, you're still going to be effective no matter how behind you are. You're still going to have that % health damage. You're still going to have that ramp up damage. If they're healthier than you, they got more items than you do. Nashers is their bread and butter. In older seasons, I used to look at Nashers as like a luxury item that would only get like 4th or 5th. But like as the
Mhm.
seasons progressed, it just felt better and better to just get it first or second because you could farm faster, get your item spikes faster, and it just feels like a great item overall.
You see Ipav looking at the bottom. You see him like scrolling around the bottom. I was waiting for him to click Ipav. I don't expect him to watch his full thing, but if he does, I want him to skip to the Ipav section. Super duper. I think Ipav is he's earned his respect. He's been the only one to stream consistently since season 5. He's been putting in that work. He's built an empire. I think he'd be the best team in the world if he did meta builds, right? I think his movement is clean. I think his kiting is clean. I think the only reason he's not 1000 LP is because he builds AD. I think AD is competitively worse than AP, but I respect his grind. You know, I ain't mad at it. I get it, and yeah.
Early game spike, it's your only item, or if you can't auto, is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, it's also as, I mean, every AP item gives a decent amount of AP nowadays, but when you play Fleet Footwork, you really don't want to ruin your damage even further by going Riftmaker. But then, I like always using numbers, but here I can only go off vibes. Like, Fleet Footwork with Nashers just feels wrong. Like, it don't feel right. Like, whenever I have Fleet Footwork and Nasher's first item, I'm like, why don't I just have PTA? So, yeah, whenever I go Fleet Footwork, I'm like, okay, I gotta go Landry's. It's gonna give me the wave clear that I need. If I wanted to go Nasher's, I should have just gone PTA
I agree
anyways.
with this on Island. Yeah.
And then it used to be even better before Fleet Footwork was nerfed, but I just liked stacking AP so that the Fleet Footwork would heal as much as possible. Maybe, I mean, I don't really need to convince you guys, but one reason why I really love Fleet Footwork is just because you can run to your camps, get a Fleet Footwork proc, run back to the lane.
Yeah, that's good.
And sometimes your lane is like giga doomed, but you just keep healing off the Krugs or the Gromp and stay in the lane that way. Maybe I'm a bit of a pussy.
That's like Ivan's old playstyle of taking smite top so you can go smite your camp for health.
Yeah.
See, the reason I asked is because I don't know if you all know, but like I feel like a lot of the low elo player base still just goes Leandri's blindly, and I feel like
Walter knows exactly
think
what
it
I was
is
about to
usable,
say.
But as you can see by all of our, it's not that good, right? It's okay nowadays. It's not amazing. So I brought it up because I feel like don't fall for that noob trap. Leandri's it's okay, but it's not as good as you think.
I still think Leandri's is great. Yeah. Like I feel like Leandri's. I would buy Leandri's more if I played better, but since I play like I haven't played in forever because I don't play anymore. I'm like, all right, I guess Riftmaker gives me more room for error. But I feel like if I was playing cleaner, I would opt into Leandri's more often.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I didn't give it enough love. I still think it's a great item, actually. I keep trying out Protobelt and Ludens, but whenever...
Lex the experience. But let me go to my Ipav content here. Gotta hear about this.
Seasons 4 through seasons 7.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. I want to see. So I think, like, obviously, I would love to suck Ipav's cock all day, all night, right? I don't mind. Like, I'm the throat goat when it comes to Ipav, okay? But everybody else, right? They take some time to warm up to him. So let's see how Ipav feels about the initial reaction.
We do some seasons 4 through seasons 7. But Ipav, we know Ipav now, right? He plays AD Teemo. He's not rank 1 anymore. He's still good. Makes content, streams 40 hours a day, YouTube. But Ipav was the best Teemo in the world playing AD. Do y'all remember that version of Ipav?
No.
Nobody gives a
fuck. I have a little Ipav story.
Please go ahead. Ipav's not here. And one sec. Ipav's not here. And Ipav is the most influential Teemo. I don't think anybody can argue that. We all get asked about Ipav all the time. I just want to give him a little love because he has earned the respect. Fabi, please tell us Ipav's story. I want to know it.
Okay. So I was playing mid lane, and I was playing Zed, right? And Ipav was playing Teemo versus Aatrox, the old Aatrox, where you would like toggle on if you wanted like extra damage or if you wanted like lifesteal on your W or whatever. Right? So it was kind of a while ago. I remember Ipav started boots. Okay, like it's Ipav, he's gonna start boots, like that's his thing, right? And then I remember checking later in the game, I press tab, and he has boots and a zeal. Okay. And then I remember checking again later. He turned his zeal into, I think it was a rapid fire cannon, bought another zeal, and didn't have boots anymore. He sold his boots somewhere. And I remember asking him, I said, "What happened to your boots?" And he said, "Don't worry, I'm faster than you are." And we lost the game. And he did no damage to his Aatrox. I remember watching him auto attack him. He was moving fast, but so there's a little Ipav story.
So I see 3 upset people about disrespect, and I'm gonna say it like right. I think again because I'm an arrogant piece of shit. I'm the loudest clown.
I'm happy Alan took the time to say this. It's really important. I respect this.
I definitely respect him. So first of all, I definitely remember the time when he was the best and I wasn't in the talking. And definitely I mean, I don't know what numbers he pulls now, but I mean for the longest time he would pull like 2,000, 3,000 viewers on Twitch. Like again, I respect all that. His content was by far the most watched, so he definitely has all of my respect. And besides his success, I will also say that Ipav does the cooking for me. So the nice thing is that he spends like 20 hours in the practice tool and runs like a bunch of numbers in his notepad for 3 weeks in a row to come up with a new build that is mathematically better. And then I ignore like 99% of what he says, but like the 1% of what he says is then something, oh wow, I didn't think about it. I can impact that in my gameplay. Probably not 1, probably like 5%. Like, for example, nowadays I don't really run like the most famous Ipav tech is rapid fire cannon into Cassiopeia, right? I don't do that nowadays anymore because I feel like, especially now with Cassiopeia's new build, where she goes Rod of Ages Saros, like you're just doing negative damage. But that is like he was cooking, I stole the cooking from him, and it was actually good.
You yoinked the recipe just like that.
Most of the times he is like, I don't know, he has an easy matchup and then he goes phase rush with cloth armor and 4 pots, and I'm like, do you hate damage? Like he's like, and then I say that to him in his chat. Again, it's unfair because he's not here to defend himself, and very often he would tell me, "Oh, I get ganked more than you guys do," and then I would usually tune out of the stream. So he has all my respect for all his successes, and I really do like that someone is out there doing all the numbers. Most of the stuff I think is just him overcooking, and but
I like how you word
yeah,
that.
I steal the stuff that's good, and I laugh about the stuff that's bad. But he's definitely probably more valuable contribution to the community than me.
I want to tell you a little story really quick. So not everybody knows I used to be toxic shit from like season 3 to like season 6. I used to.
I hope he responds to this story. I hope he remembers.
And you don't know damn well I was still jealous and bitter, so I spam pinging him and flaming him the whole game. And I went AFK and I cooked a steak while AFK, and I was in his Twitch chat talking shit to him, and we talked shit to each other for 30 minutes. And I said, "Hey loser, enjoyed losing LP. I'm eating my steak, bitch." And I bet you he'd remember that game. And me and Ipav used to hate each other and flame each other on site. And now we're pretty cool. I think he talks nice about me for the most part. Yeah, you know, I might get lucky in the jungle here and there, but he's earned my respect. I want to throw it over to Arthur and Charles. Is there any Teemo players, and even Alan chime in here, is there any Teemo players that y'all know that we don't know in EU or Brazil or maybe a different server? Because like Ipav's NA, Rayman's NA, are we missing anybody on those servers? Y'all know anybody?
The greatest Teemo content creator on any platform, Pianta.
Oh yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, and he's OC.
Dude, I bet you when people think about Teemo on YouTube, they do not think of us; they think of Pianta.
Yeah,
like That
That
guy.
guy's
I mean,
pretty
he has
funny.
really fun Like,
That
I
guy is
really
pretty
enjoy
funny.
watching his content. He's funny.
I don't know the lore of him. Do y'all know the lore? Can you keep me up to date? Fill me in here.
I
I
don't
mean,
even know who
he
is.
just does a bunch of short, relatively short, funny videos with like he doesn't do like the meme montages, but it's just him playing and then here I survived or something.
Who is he talking about?
And yeah, he's just really
Little
funny.
guy, man.
Yeah, he's just a silly little guy. He has his inside jokes, and
Oh,
it is fun to
Pianta.
watch. Like honestly, whenever I watch his content,
doesn't
I'm
play
like,
Teemo,
wow,
though.
this guy made Teemo look fun. Because I watch my own YouTube videos to like control
Hey guys,
them,
and welcome
sometimes learn
back
from my
to
own
Brian the
thoughts, but
Avatar, the series
mostly
where I
to
play
like
every
check the
Huh?
audio's fine and everything.
Oh, it was
And
Manko.
sometimes I'm like, man, this is boring. Like, why are people watching me at all?
You know,
then-
different strokes for different folks. I think there's content for everybody.
But
you
yeah,
offer a
it-
lot.
The editing that he does on his stuff.
I heard of Pianta. I just wish I knew the lore about him because, like, you know, when did he start playing Teemo? How did he first become famous? Right?
Yeah, I only learned about him recently, actually, like last year, I think.
Arthur,
he does other stuff as well.
are we missing anybody in Brazil? Is there any Teemo players over there besides you?
Well, there are master and grandmaster players, but Brazil grandmaster is not that high level as you expect.
Well, I feel like nobody knows. We just have to take your word for it. If you said Brazil was better than any of you combined, I would believe you. I've never played on Brazil. Don't know anybody who has besides you, and yeah, we just have to take your
Masters
word for
right
it.
now would be like Diamond 3, Diamond 4.
Well, according to
maybe.
League of Graphs, there's like only 2 other Grandmaster Teemos, and then Arthur's the only Challenger one.
Yeah.
Not missing much.
No,
though.
I'm gonna be challenger soon. I'm a bit harsh like right before challenger, but I'm gonna get out of.
What? I thought you said you were the best one here.
Yeah, I am. I just don't have the number next to my account yet.
Interesting. I was just checking. What LP you at again?
Yo, Arthur's always been my favorite Teemo, man. I gotta say.
830. I'm stuck there. It's like top
The most similar
450.
playstyle.
Arthur's your favorite
What do you
water?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like me, you, and Charles are.
Does Pianta play Teemo still? All the time? I feel kind of like run the top lane like traditional top laner, and I just don't do shit except watch your games. So it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty
stop
cool to
underselling
see
yourself.
the play
Yeah.
style come out.
I don't know
After
if I
this, I'm
messed
gonna
your
go
stuff
try
up.
these runes that Arthur's been running.
I
That
wanna
Cosmic
share my
Insight looks
screen real
really
quick.
good.
Yeah, go ahead. I have it on.
So, with Pianta, like, there
Wow.
is no other Teemo content creator that has 3 videos with over 2 million views on Teemo.
Yeah.
Like, he has a bunch of other. He has
I
actually.
Well, math and Q all the
Season.
That's it. That's about me.
Hey,
That's
you can
all.
make-
Aside,
There's been so many times where some
gank them.
said he was handsome, beautiful hair. You
Subreddit, low yellow
Ah,
tips,
I could sell it to pro players better.
gold tier list.
Charles, you
Late game. But I'm just imagining.
like I haven't played in forever because I
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
All right, let's see his final closing remarks, huh? I've had some man a few words, but when he talks, he speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
It's it could have been better. Yeah, the talk could have been better. Anyways, that was good content. Yeah. But I feel like they forgot about the Chinese team play. What he mentioned about it. I feel like a Fappy should have mentioned it at least. Because his build is basically came from there. They should have talked about the Chinese Teemos and South Korean Teemos and all the other region. Even though, yeah, we only invited that. Cool, but best server is actually South Korea and China. Yeah, position we could have been. They could have been probably was invited, but going in just like me. I got invited. Yeah, but I was moving. My opinion, I think Blotter is probably gonna retire soon. Unless he comes back again, but it feels like he's retiring. Alan is on the right track. Yeah, Alan is on the right track. He's definitely gonna get there. Fappy is also on the right track, but I don't think Fappy is gonna get to the area where I used to be. Fappy definitely is still the best, but he has a lot of this solo queue mindset. But I think he could definitely change. He actually did change. The press attack was not his style get-go. He's more of a Dark Harvest player when I first knew play. And then I said, at that time I did say it, Fappy, this guy is going to drop the Dark Harvest if he wants to keep playing the high. Guess what? He did drop it. He did drop it after about a month after I said that. Yeah. Things actually tends to go the right way that I usually. Yeah, Fappy did drop the Dark Harvest, and I also said Fappy is going to change his build. He's not gonna go this Bossa, Konesh, or press attack every single game with the Teemo, and he somewhat did it. He vocab and some of the different builds rather than that specific thing that he didn't really change that much, but he rather dropped the Teemo entirely and play different. That I was expecting to. They had two things. Either he's going to change the Teemo build or he's going to start playing some different champion. Because it's obvious if you get into a high tier and if you keep playing in the high tier, you should be able to learn that playing one style, one build is going to fit on everything. And he's going the right track that I've actually talked about it. In Alan's case, it will take a little bit longer, but he is more right track to come close to me. Alan does test a lot of builds too, just like me. Yeah. But doesn't test as much as I do. But he's definitely getting close to it. I used to be in the Alan's place. Alan actually reminds my back in the days before I picked up like a practice tool. Only just feeling the gameplay and feeling that this is right, feeling that it's right. Feel is okay. Feel is the first experience that you gotta go for, right? And after you feel everything right, then what you have to do is you have to come up with the numbers. What are the numbers? Like numbers as in like, is this build better than this build? You have to check the number. Practice tool. So, and with the practice tool, and then you have to apply that in the game and see if that works. Because any practice tool does not do it. So the best damage build is not gonna do it, or best tank build is not gonna do it. You have to always be able to adjust that depending on the meta. Like, oh, right now, meta early game, they deal too much damage. I'm gonna have up to this point of a defense to survive, and up to this much of damage to the damage. You gotta go through all that. So he's on the right track. I was definitely in the Alan's place, but Alan just has to stack more. Because I think he's on the right track. He doesn't have to do anything different. He just has to keep doing it. That piece is a little bit questionable. At this point, he is also right, but I think eventually, if that's what he's doing, eventually he's going to drop the Teemo. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, I think eventually Fap is not going to become a Teemo player. Because now he is realizing that the other champions are actually better than Teemo is. Well, not surprised, but yeah. So even if I look up the Fappy's match history right now, let me take a look. He's been picking up.
I don't know if Ipav took a peek before, but yeah, Fappy plays a lot of their champions now. I don't know if he took a little peek-see, but he does. Also, Opos, I invited people who make content full-time. Like, if I just invited, like, the best Teemos, right, I could look at League of Graphs or something, but I wanted to invite content creators, right? Charles is averaging, like, 200 viewers on Twitch. Alan's on Twitch and YouTube. Fappy's on Twitch and YouTube. I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Blotter's on Twitch and YouTube, right? So I wanted to invite the people who make content all the time. Not just, you know, the best Teemos. Gucci Stream and I are friends. I fucking love Gucci. He's cracked. Also, Ipav commented on the Chinese Teemos, like, yeah, I think we definitely should have talked about them, but there's like so little information. I don't know how to look at the Teemo on the Chinese super server. Also, Hang Sim's the Korean Teemo main, and he streams on YouTube every day. But from what I can tell, he's not playing in high elo anymore. So I don't know if anybody else knows that. I'm gonna actually show you really quick. Yeah, so I'll show you really quickly. Hang Sim is the other Teemo he talked about. Hang Sim, I think, is in Korea. And he streams on YouTube every day, but none of his videos are high elo. How do I see the live streams? You know, it's obviously not easy to yeah, okay, so this is one of his live streams, for example. So if he's referring to Hameson, I don't think Hameson's ranked that high anymore. Yeah, every time I look at it, he's not playing in high elo. Let's see if we can see the match history. Masters 400 LP. Okay, so it's higher than I thought, but it's not like, you know, he's 1K LP challenger anymore. So but the Chinese super server, I know who he's talking about. I actually have his shit bookmarked here, but it's so hard to get information. This is the Chinese super server Teemo main stream. And yeah, I just, you know, I can't look at his profile. You know, I'm not on there. You know what I mean? I can't read this text. I can't look at his OPGG. We could try to find the end of the game here to see what rank he is. So he was playing on a diamond account, right? So it's like, this game was from a diamond account. How do I find out anything more? You know, I can't freaking read Chinese, you know? So I was thinking about bringing up that topic of like the Teemo mains that nobody knows about, but it's just these two guys, and like they're not, you know, again, I don't know anything about the Chinese super server Teemo. I don't know what rank his main account is. I don't know if he's playing in high elo, but you can see at the bottom here he's playing in diamond on this game, Renekton. So it's like there's just not enough info, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Alan has an ego, but definitely.
Where's Teemo NA has been killing it, but he's only Masters. He's like Masters and he peaked GM. So it's like, you know, why would I bring in Worst Teemo NA when we have, you know, content creators, right? Yeah, so it's like, that's the thing. I wanted to do content creators, not just, you know, Joe Schmo and Johnny Appleseed.
When you go deep into it, and when you listen to how he's explaining why such thing and such thing happens, but then Manko is not really looking to go for height here. I think he's looking for fun gameplay. He's also a fun enjoyer just like me, but in different area though. So he wants to look for playing a Teemo for fun. It doesn't matter what tier that he's playing on. He just likes to have fun.
At the same time, okay, he's right, but I still am trying a little bit, okay? I am trying a little bit. So he's right for the most part. But, you know, it's not like I'm a slouch, okay? This is my main account right now. I'm at 500 LP playing. This is top lane only. I only have 150 games. So, like, I am playing for fun. I'm not grinding seriously like I used to. But I'm at 500 LP with no fucking games. Again, look, this is 150 games, right? That ain't fucking nothing. Fappy has, you know, what, 500? Worst Teemo NA, right? If we look at him, he has, you know, he's less LP with 500 games. So I'm not no fucking slouch, okay? I'm at 500 LP and I barely fucking play. All right, look at these games: 700, 500, 500. I'm at this LP, but I'm barely playing, so I'm not no slouch. Also, my jungle account, I just hit Masters on. So again, I'm retaining the jungle fame. 60 LP, 40 games, 60% win rate. I am a for funner. I like that iPad recognizes that. I want my identity to be for fun Teemo, but you know, I do hold it down a little bit. Thank you very much. Yes, honey?
You sound insecure.
I do not sound insecure. I'm balding.
Just a server difference. The Brazil Challenger
Again.
is about
She
mastering
called me insecure.
ending.
She's right.
Based on
Did I
my
hurt your feelings again?
view.
No, me and iPad are best
It was
friends.
kind of like that. It was like 1 or 2 tier differences.
I'm gonna tell him.
In
Stop
fact,
hurting
that's
my
why you
feelings.
don't get to see the Brazil teams
I'm not insecure, Copium.
in the world scene. It's always just top 4 is like
No
in
problem, Coops. I can't wait for next episode.
China KR. And that's why I've also mentioned that we should, one of these guys should have brought up what's it like in KR and China. Because especially if Fappy learned his strategy from Chinese player, so he should have talked about that a bit. And then like,
I think iPad mentioned it. Like I said, I think he's right. You know, we should have talked about China Teemo and Korea Teemo, but none of us know, right? We can't talk to these people. I wish we could, definitely. But like I said, I don't have any contact with the Chinese super server Teemo. And Hang Sim streams on YouTube, but he streams in Korean. I don't know if Fappy or I speak Korean, right? So I wish we did, though. I mean, if iPad knows, I would love to. I would love to talk to them because those guys are good. I wish we knew more.
flat or Smurf for me. Yeah, he became a Smurf streamer, which is fine. That's
okay. Now they're bringing it up. Hank Sim is always perfect, true, but he's 400 LP right now. We looked 400, 387. So he's not. You know, he's still there.
Smurfs a lot. He's kind of like a Fappy, but more builds variety, worse opponent. That's me. Is Toxmo Ipav? I'm currently only smurfing around too. Building a lot of stuff.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I personally don't like to play in a high ranking anymore.
I think that's a wrap on it. I think that's all. Let's see. I'm refreshing to see if I missed any.
China or KR. I'm gonna try there. Maybe US even.
Thank you, hon.
NA is corrupted. Unless
Thank
if
you.
they fix the NA.
Yeah, that's a wrap. I think that's all. I think iPad's going back to his regular stream now. No more about the TEEMOCAST. So that was a good time, though. That was good. Yeah, see, I see his chat. They're naming like every team of main, but like I said, it's kind of Chevy. Like, you know, it's like, not to sound egotistical here, but it's like, why talk? You know, like Corpse Kid hit Masters playing mid lane Teemo, but you know, doesn't really stream that much, doesn't do YouTube. You know, why do we talk about a Masters mid Teemo? I play Teemo mid in Masters all the fucking time, right? It's just like a normal Wednesday. Why talk about, you know, like I'm looking at the chat, Corpse Kid, why talk about Toxmo, right? He's just a smurfing US. It's like, why do we talk about that? You know, we don't want to cover every Teemo in the world, right? It's like, you gotta, you know, does that make sense? All right, that was it. That was cool though. I appreciate iPad watching it. It was fun. I'm an iPad enjoyer. Like I said, I hope he responds to my email. I want to chat with him.